Hello, my name is Samantha Walsh, and I will be the speaker for my group. My group members are Randy Cummings, Cassandra Clark, and Tia Wamboldt. Our group focused on the topic of whether formal intervention programs have been developed to help preschool educators prevent or remediate antisocial behaviors in toddlers. From our research, we have found overarching themes in academic literature. This area of research is important because early instances of aggressive behaviors can often predict significant future problems. For example, in 2014, Levine and Tamburino found that aggressive and antisocial behaviors can stabilize across childhood and adolescence, and potentially into adulthood if not effectively intervened at an early age. Levine and Tamburino in 2014 have also found that children who experience persistent and difficult behavioral problems such as aggression and bullying during the preschool years demonstrate long-term negative effects in social skills and peer interactions. Sadly, the lasting effects of aggressive behaviors not only affect the aggressor, but it also affects the victims. The American Association of School Psychologists have reported that more than 160,000 students are absent from school daily due to the fear of being bullied. It has been shown in research by Repo and Sangiamini in 2015 that victimization from bullying or aggressive behavior at an early age typically results in maladjustments during the first years of schooling. The consequences of frequent exposure to aggressive or bullying behaviors have been linked to substantial negative psychological outcomes, such as higher risk of depression, isolation, low self-esteem, anxiety, and an overall feeling of insecurity. We begin by discussing what we have found in academic literature. First, it is important to define what we mean by antisocial or bullying behaviors in early childhood. Researchers Hay, 2017, and Girard, et al., 2014, have found that before the age of 1, an infant's use of physical aggression typically coincides with the development of their fine motor skills. They state that an infant's use of physical aggression is typically goal-oriented and is used to protect or obtain a desired object. The interesting thing about aggression during infancy is that it differs significantly from our typical definition of bullying, as it is not conducted with malicious intent. Ulvaeus and Limber, 2010, define bullying as physical and/or psychological behaviors that are used intentionally to hurt or cause harm to another individual. These behaviors are typically repeated over time, evolve from a position of power, and are often used to establish dominance. This definition conflicts with what we see in early age groups. Bullying behaviors occur in two forms. The first form is direct bullying, which typically involves physical aggression, and the second form is indirect bullying, which often occurs in the form of relational aggression. This universal definition of bullying is not reflective, nor does it encompass bullying behaviors in early childhood. Reasoning for this argument was proclaimed by Monks et al. In 2002, whom state that this definition fails to take in consideration behavioral patterns, developmental ages, and cognitive capabilities of young children. They also provided evidence of dissimilarities present between younger and older children. For example, bullying behaviors of young children are not recurrent, and victimization appears to occur infrequently and in brief intervals. Researchers Crick et al. 1997 also found that young children's aggressive behaviors, when directed towards others, are typically simple and obvious due to the underdevelopment of their social cognition skills, and that they have a higher tendency to respond to an immediate problem more physically. For instance, unlike older children, young children's forms of physical aggressions is an immediate response to being provoked, occurring within a moment and is not prolonged for an extended period of time. Other research conducted by Hay, 2017, and Brody et al., 2003, have demonstrated that physical aggression often tends to decline by the age of 3, with the development of language skills. This means that a young child's language capabilities can influence externalized behaviors towards others. For example, individuals who demonstrate more direct physical forms of aggression often have underdeveloped language skills, whereas those who have more advanced language skills engage in more indirect relational forms of aggression. Now, with this understanding, it is important to look at what practitioners can do to help remediate aggressive behaviors in preschool settings. One of the primary themes that emerged was the need for children to develop an awareness of positive social and emotional skills. Researchers Ailing et al. In 2006 found that at the beginning of social emotional development, toddlers start to experience emotions such as anger and satisfaction. They concluded that toddler aggression is not a matter of intent, but instead just a natural response due to development. According to Connors and Bureau et al., 2017, social emotional development enables the individual to have a sense of awareness and control over their emotions and provides them with the ability to problem solve and connect with others, therefore reducing the use of aggression. This is important for practitioners to understand, as they can help foster these skills in early preschool settings. In 2010, researchers Stefan and McLee found it was important for toddlers to learn emotional competence. Emotional competence consists of problem solving, prosocial behaviors, frustration tolerance, and positive peer interactions. If a child is unable to comprehend, communicate, and regulate how they are feeling about themselves and their peers, they are more likely to act aggressively towards others, and as a result, experience peer rejection. By teaching and helping children to develop and practice these skills in preschool environments, practitioners may be able to yield aggressive outbursts from the children. And another theme that emerged in academic literature was the importance of children practicing these social and emotional skills through play opportunities. Children need to be provided with opportunities to practice the strategies for dealing with problems, which will help them prepare for future issues that they may face. Freeman, 2014, states that research has found that there is a relationship between play and different cognitive strategies such as problem solving and rule understanding. This means that children have a better ability to understand why there are rules to prevent aggressive behaviors, as well as learning different ways to solve their own problem. The most effective way to get children of this age group to practice these skills is through play opportunities. Examples of suggested play experiences to help children develop these skills are puppet shows, playing with blocks, socio-dramatic play, role-playing, and creating bulletin boards. These opportunities allow children to create their own stories and situations to use the skills that their teacher is trying to promote. This encourages the children to test different techniques or communication styles with their peers to see how they will react. By doing this, children can deepen their understandings on what behavior and communications is considered appropriate or welcomed. The research also encourages that children create bulletin boards because they reinforce what is always acceptable and displayed as a constant reminder to children to act kind to their peers. Rassler and Thompson, 2014, found that play opportunities such as role-playing to be an effective way to build on social and emotional skills. Role-playing also gives children who struggle with recognizing emotional cues an opportunity to observe multiple responses to a situation, while at the same time allowing them the opportunity to practice perspective taking. Levine and Tamburino, 2014, recommend the usage of daily check-ins as another method to increase classroom empathy and attachment by providing opportunities for students to share their feelings and learn about how others may feel. Another overarching theme that stood out to us in our research was the importance of children being nurtured and protected in their preschool environments by their practitioners, all the while learning the norms of society, such as not being aggressive towards their peers. Research has shown that when adults are nurturing and role model proper behaviors, children are more likely to continue those those behaviors in future situations. Research by Olweus, 1997, has demonstrated that it is very important for teachers to create a warm and positive environment. This can be demonstrated when adults and caregivers exhibit warmth and positive responses to the children. When children in such environments demonstrate aggression, it is important to be consistent and use non-hostile repercussions. This allows children to feel that the space that one is in, they are able to practice new skills and be supported when they make mistakes. It is the job of the educators in the children's lives to promote consistency, protection, and validation to best support the child's developmental needs. Here, it is important that practitioners provide safe environments for children to develop, as well as practice social and emotional skills necessary to reduce aggressive behaviors in these settings. Research by Freeman in 2014 found that early intervention strategies can give young children the social and emotional skills that they need to be able to avoid later aggressive behaviors and create a basis to develop strong social relationships. One intervention strategy identified by Freeman in 2014 was highly supported in academic literature. This program or strategy is called Character Education Program. This program helps reduce aggressive behaviors in preschool settings because it provides essential social and emotional skills through literacy and play opportunities. This intervention program is based on the teacher reading stories to children that are based on the themes of bullying and unwanted aggressive behaviors. These readings allow children to understand that it is not socially acceptable to be aggressive towards others, especially friends, while providing different suggestions on how children should react or handle a situation when someone is being aggressive towards them. The Character Education Program is an intervention strategy which encourages practitioners to provide different play opportunities which allow children to further explore and practice these skills. These essential aspects we have learned through research is highly beneficial in helping children to learn not to be aggressive to one another, teach them the social and emotional skills they need. In Freeman's 2013 research, the program was found to be effective in reducing aggression and bullying behaviors in preschool. Another intervention that we found beneficial was the Universal Program. Stefan and McLeod, 2010, reviewed the Universal Program in classroom settings. This program provides children with an ecological context in which they can practice their behaviors and learn appropriate ways to interact with their peers. It is essential that children learn the social and emotional skills in a place where they are provided opportunities to practice them. The preschool classroom provides an educational milieu in which they can learn social and emotional skills from consistent individuals and then rehearse them in the same environment. The Universal Program provides teacher training, which Stefan and McLeod, 2010, state is an essential factor of the overall effectiveness for programming. Teacher training provides opportunities for educators with the skills to support emotional learning within their classrooms. Through our research, we have found this to be very important in helping practitioners provide a caring and supportive environment for their children. Each theme discussed during this presentation is essential to the early childcare atmosphere and should be taken into consideration when deciding on an intervention program. In a 2014 Statistics Canada report, 86% of parents said that they use childcare on a regular basis. With toddlers now spending a large portion of their day in preschool, it is now a prime time for practitioners to take the opportunity to help children develop their social and emotional skills in an attempt to reduce aggressive behaviors and bullying, as well as foster positive social relationships. Unfortunately, despite the current amount of knowledge we have on the need to reduce early childhood aggression, developmentally appropriate programs are limited, as most programs are geared towards school-age children and adolescents. This is quite concerning because these programs are substantially beneficial for young children's development of social skills. In order for teachers to effectively implement programming, it is crucial that more research is conducted on prevention and intervention strategies designed to reduce aggressive behaviors and encourage prosocial behaviors within this particular age group. As more research is conducted, practitioners will eventually be able to perform developmentally appropriate practices that are supported through academic literature, therefore enabling them to confidently choose appropriate methods that meet the needs of children in their care. As a result, hopefully remediating aggressive behaviors from the preschool environment. In summary, we have found that teachers being effectively trained on how to support children's social and emotional development by providing an environment where children can practice these skills without fear of being ridiculed by their peers has a significant influence on positive child outcomes and overall program success. We have also found that through literacy and play, children are able to practice the necessary skills to build positive peer relationships, reduce antisocial and aggressive behaviors. By providing young children with opportunities to improve their social competency skills and vocabularies, children will become more likely to use their words and talk with their peers about their emotions rather than using physical aggression towards them. It is through play that children can practice these important skills in a variety of settings. It is through the successful implementation of anti-aggression and anti-bullying programs that children can potentially reach their full developmental potentials and as a result lead to the remediation of aggression and antisocial behaviors during the toddler years and beyond.